Good morning, Elasmere boys. Today we will start the work of circular queue. As you can see in the picture and what we have done in the previous data structure video, circular queue are the queues implemented in circle form rather than a straight line. Circular queue overcomes the problem of unutilized space in linear queues implemented as array, but if shifting is not done to avoid the problem of unutilized space, but shifting as such makes it complex to implement. As you can see in the picture, circular queue is a linear data structure in which the operation are performed in the basis of first in first out, which is FIFO principle, and the last position is connected back to the first position to make a circle. It is also called ring buffer. So generally in a normal queue, we can insert element until queue becomes full, but once queue becomes full, we cannot insert next element even if there is space in the front queue. So let's look at the working part over here. As we can see that in this diagram, basically at the front 0th position, 14 has been inserted. So right now my front and rear is same. So it is 0. Next NQ is, which is insertion in queue, happens where 22 is been inserted. So the front remains 0 and the rear becomes 22. Similarly, like that, the 13 has been inserted to rear plus plus is working. Now after minus 6, which is 0, 1, 2, 3 element, okay, suppose I want to delete one element from the front. So I can delete the element 14. So right now I am left with 22, 13 and minus 6. Then I am again wanted to delete the value of the front, which is in 13. So now 13 has been deleted. Okay. Now after 13 has been deleted, I still have space in my queue. So in a circular motion, the next element, which is the rear element, going to the size as with the value 9. But in general queue, once the 9 value has been inserted at the last position of the rear where it reaches to size, we would have stopped. But here, as the front two boxes, which is 0th index and 1 index, is empty, so rear is going back to the 0th position of the front. That is why rear is now pointing at the 20th part. Okay, rear is pointing at the 20 part over here. And again, when we wanted to enter some data, we are entering into the 5th value, which is the one is the 0th value index, another is the first index. So in a circular manner, actually we can do the circular queue working. Let's look what type of question we will get in circular queue. Here is a question pointing to circular queue. Is a queue is implemented in a circle rather than in a straight line. Class member is circular, class is a circular queue. Data member is a queue array. Then a size variable, front and rear variable. Member function are circular queue, which is an int n as a parameterized constructor. Void insert queue to enter the element to the rear position. If array is full, print overflow. Otherwise keep taking entry in the empty spaces even in the front position. That is the actual characteristics of the circular queue. Int del q, what it point out? That int del q mean to pop out elements from the front and then from rear if any. Otherwise if the queue is empty, we can write underflow. and void display, which is to print all the elements. Now let's move back to the question and we are going to solve it. So I did one program of circular queue earlier. I'm going to do it back again completely. So I'm removing it. I'm making a class as a name of circular queue. So let's just clear it and start with import java.util.star, then class circular queue. Okay, and I need to give an underscore over here. Now opening curly brace, declaring the data members. One is size, then we have front, we have rear, and also we have a private data member array q. Next we will write the default constructor, here the parameterized constructor. So same as the class name QUE with the size passed as n. Now first we will initialize the front as -1, also rear as -1, and then pass the size as n and initialize the array. So q equal to new int with the value size. Now we will move forward to the programming concept. We will first have void insert q with a value that has been passed as to put inside the array. So the first condition we know that if a value is present at the front, similarly a value is present at the end, okay, or it has crossed, the front value has crossed by f plus plus and it reaches to the rear +1 position, we can write q is overflow. So right now if my front is already occupied, similarly if my rear position is also occupied, otherwise if in a circular motion, if front has reaches to the rear +1 position, okay, it means because my front value is in a circular motion, again backing initializing through rear, so that is why if both of them got matched, then I will write system.out.println QE overflow. Okay, now after that I will go for the next condition. Else if my queue is empty, so which means pointing to if the front is equal to -1 and rear is also equal to -1, then first we have to make the front equal to 0, then also rear equal to 0. Otherwise it can be possible that rear has reaches to the size -1 position, then we will make the rear back to 0 to in a circular motion to point out the first empty box. Otherwise the value will be inserted in the rear back position like a general queue. So in that rear part we are going to put the item. Okay, so let me change this r to rear because my private data member variable is rear. So now this part is done. We will going to move forward to pop out element. So we will write del q. While delete q, we will not going to write any argument because we are going to return it. Initially I am taking a variable val pointing to a minus value, and if the front is equal to -1, it means there is no element present in the queue. So I will write system dot out dot println queue underflow. If you want, you can write circular queue underflow also, and then just return val, okay, and close it off. Then pick up the element from the front position, because queue always has the priority to pick up the value from the front as FIFO manner. If this is the first and the last element, this is the only element left in the queue, then after deleting it, my front will become -1 and the rear will also become -1. Otherwise, if my front has reaches to the value of size maximum capacity, then I will make my front back again 0, because I can still delete the in a circular motion. After reaching the front to the last position, it may be possible that the first two boxes are empty. First two boxes are having some values, so I have to make the front as 0. Otherwise, so it will be front as 0. Otherwise, front can be increased by 1 or front plus plus. At the end, we will return the val. So once I am completed it, my part of delete queue is done. Now let's write display. As we are going to write in a circular manner, the display is a little bit tricky over here. We have to use different for loops for writing the display of the queue part. So what I am doing over here is intentionally I am printing the value of front and rear so that you can understand where and how circular motion it is moving. It is not necessary, I am just doing it for you to understand it. So I am writing front equal to plus front. Similarly, system.out.println back again rear equal to plus rear, okay. And now back again we have printing the elements of the queue. So just giving a message, system.out.println elements in the queue, elements in the queue, okay. Now see, suppose my front it at present -1, I deleted all the elements, okay. So at that position I am going to write system.out.println the element or no elements or queue empty, anything you can write. So let's write empty, okay. That will be enough for to understand. And then return. This will throw back any array index out of bound values, as there will be no element to delete. Now if there are elements and if my rear position is still greater than or equal to the front, Okay, then I'm going to write the for loop, which will start from the front and will go till the position of rear as in the form of I plus plus, and we are going to print the array. So the array is in the matter of with the slash qi and slash t. Now if it is not, if it is in circular motion, okay, then I have to write two for loop. For one, I will write it will go till front, from front till the size. Okay, as we know, it cannot go beyond the size. And I'm going to print the same thing. So we are going to print the same thing. So instead of qi, it is going to be qj, but it will print half, not the complete. Okay, so move back in a circular motion. I have to write back again, and these are not these are two loops, but these are not nested loops. Okay, not one inside another, so be careful in that. I will write k equal to 0. Now this time it will go up till rear, so I will write k less than equal to rear with k plus plus. Back again the same thing, but inside over here I will write k. Now once I finished it, my work of the void is done. Display. Now I will write the main part. Main we will write the same way we did for others, where scanner is c equal to new scanner system dot n. Now I'm going to ask for the size of the array, so enter the size. Okay, take in a variable s with sc dot next end. Okay, back again I'm going to show them the choices that they can have. So number one, over here I'm writing the term so that you remember it's NQ to insert an element, to DQ to delete an element basically. Third is as display. Fourth I'm giving as exit, because I don't have anything to show apart from these. Okay, so let's close it. Back again. Now let me ask for the choice. Okay, now I'm going to give this menu constantly. So let me write the object first. So my object of the class is circular Q. I think not compile it once. Yeah, it's circular capital Q ob equal to new circular underscore Q with the past object as s, and then I'm going to write while true and open it and show the thing to user. Now begin ask for the choice, so enter your choice. Okay, now I'm going to take the choice in sc dot next end. Okay, now we are going to write switch ch with the case 1. For case 1, same, if you want you can keep on asking enter elements, how many elements in 2 times. So I'm making it a little bit easy. So I'm not going to ask how many elements because I have the while, so I can enter element as many times as I want. So I'm just calling it, okay? So I'm calling it with the value, but I need the value to accept. So let's take value item, but before that let's ask the user to give the value. So enter the value or element, anything you can write. So int item equal to sc dot next end. Okay, now I'm going to write ob dot, my method name over here is insert q. So I will write insert q and then pass an item over there. Okay, and now break. Similarly, case 2, in case 2 we just have to show it. So I can write like this, item deleted. Which item deleted? That will be popped out from there, so it will be del q. Sorry. Okay, and then I can just give a break. Let's run for case 3, which is a display. So same ob.display, because enough message has been given over there, I don't need anything more over there. And case 4, which is system.exit. Okay, let's delete it and change it to the proper form. And last one is a default, which is wrong choice. So once we completed it, only in the exit way we will be out of the loop, otherwise we will not be out of the loop. Now let's close the main and the class. Let's look for the errors. Static void main del q, maybe somewhere the method is not matching. So yeah, here it is spelling wrong. So QUEUE, I think that will match. No syntax error. So I'm closing it. Let's run the program. I'm giving the size as 5 and doing an enqueue, giving value enter as 1, again entering value, so giving value 22, again entering value 33, 1 with entering value 44, another one entering value 55. Suppose I want to enter more, it will show me queue overflow. So let's now display. So right now my front is in 0, rear is size minus which is 4. So elements that are present in the queue is 11, 22, 33, 44 and 55. Let's delete some element. I'm deleting 11, deleted, deleting back again. 22 is deleted. Let's see what is present. Front is in 2, rear is in 4, 33, 44, 55. Now let me enqueue. So I'm enqueuing 66. Again I'm enqueuing 77. So let me display the array back again. So now see, it is actually coming in a circular motion, but the way I displayed it is looking like it's coming at the back, but 66 is actually in the 0th position. How will I understand that? Because right now my front is in the position number 2, so it will delete now the 33 if I do a delete queue. Okay, so let me delete the value dq again with the choice 2. See, 33 is deleted. So back again, when I'm deleting back again 2, 44 is deleted. Okay, what is left out? 55, 66, 77. Okay, so similarly I'm deleting back again 2, again back again. Okay, so like this only the left with element will go is right now 77. Fine. So 4 as I exit, as I'm coming out. So this is my whole circular queue program. I hope you have understood it. If anywhere you have not understood it, please get me back with your queries and clear the concept of circular queue with the notes that I have given to you. Till then, take care in this pandemic situation. Maintain social distancing. Keep washing your hands. Okay? And maintain a good bonding with your family members. But do not go out. Okay? And stay well.